Hey there, everybody. Welcome on into this episode of the Payoff Pitch. We're coming to you live on Money Monday. Hope you guys are having a nice, fantastic day and everybody enjoying their weekend. Again, thanks for kicking off your Monday afternoon with me here. I'm Jason. He's the Hockey Squirrel, live every single day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, we're brought to you by BetUS, a fantastic sports book. There's a link down in this video description. If you haven't yet gone over there and checked out BetUS, grab that link and go over there and check it out. I think you'll be very pleased at what you see over there at that sports books. You can never have too many sports books at your disposal. Let's go ahead and get the Squirrel's opening thoughts here in the first inning. We call it quick hits. What's on your mind there, Squirrel?
You ever deal with some bad beats?
Some? No,
Man,
not some. I wish I only had some bad beats.
yeah, I've been getting like right on the edge of like I'm about to win this bet, and then like my pitcher gets pulled or something crazy. It's been quite a few bad beats over the weekend, but looking to turn things around again, as always.
Bad
Looking
beats
to-
just mean you were right there and your reads, your analysis was right. It's just one pitch, one bounce of the
oh
ball.
man,
Just
that's what
brutal.
I'm saying. It's like I can't get over one particular prop I had was a guy, um, Eliza Hernandez
Mm-hmm.
of the Marlins. I think it was at him over 5.5 strikeouts. The guy gets to 5 strikeouts with 70 pitches, and they pull him.
Oh,
Like I'm like, yeah.
that was
So
on
I don't know, man.
Saturday,
It's just
right?
must have been, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
took
remember
he
the
took
days.
my
The days
cash.
are blending together. The days are blending together.
He took my cash too. I took that Braves F5 team total. They didn't get to the 2 runs by the end of the 5th inning. They of course cashed it in the 6th inning. Like it was a
Right.
tough one right there, man. 70
Always.
pitches. You definitely would expect to go a lot longer on 70 pitches. So
Absolutely. So yeah. You know, again, as I am a. You like my Twins cup?
yeah, hey, you got your Twins Cup this morning. I've got Roland Garros. If people have been following me on Twitter, I went 7-2 on the opening day at Roland Garros. Already woke up to
Wow.
3+ money winners because the matches started at 4 a.m. I've already fired off a live bet. I'm sitting here watching this unfold. He's up 2-1 in the 5th set. I'm firing it, man. We're gonna have a good day here, guys. If you haven't
Yeah.
gotten on this live bet, I just sent a tweet out. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but it's like Giannessi, whatever. Whoever he is, get ahead and get on this. He's plus 145 in the 5th set. Like this guy to go ahead. But we're here to talk baseball. What's up, Ricky? Good morning to you, Ricky. Everybody else who's obviously out there watching the broadcast, comment section is open. Like button is there. If while you're enjoying this content, we both appreciate that like button. Like I said, good morning, Ricky. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and roll into this second inning. We call it around the bases. Let's talk about a couple of these games that maybe a little bit more in depth for people and then give them a bet along the way. Why don't I go ahead and kick off the show? What the heck? I don't feel like I kick it off too often.
Sure.
Let's go right to Orioles Yankees. How about that Yankees F5 team total over 2.5 runs at -110? Why do we like this bet? I gave this exact same bet out last
Jordan
week
Lyles?
against the exact same team, the Baltimore Orioles, and against the exact same team, Jordan Lyles. And what did we get? A first inning cash. If you get a first inning cash, how can you not go back to the well? I don't expect it to cash in the first inning. That was pretty rare and awesome to see, but I certainly expect it to cash. It's not really the 4th time the Yankees have seen Jordan Lyles. It's already gotten cash in 2 of those 4s. Again, it cashes last start in the first inning. Yankees are still a top 10 offense for right-handed pitching. They've also maintained their Ks. They sit number 20th in K percentage, so brought down their Ks. Their Ks have stayed down, and yet they remain a top 10 offense for right-handed pitching. Everything to like about this bet. It was an absolute no-brainer. Hopefully we get the right result. So Yankees F5 team total over 2.5 runs at -110 to kick it off for me. What about for you, Squirrel?
Yeah. And Jordan Lyles is somebody I'm planning on fading in a little bit here too. So keep your ears open for that one. I'm looking at a lot of games to go over today. I'm expecting a lot of runs. I think there's frankly, a lot of shitty pitching. I do. I really do. It's for me, I guess in order of time is going to be Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. You open the book and you see Drew Smyly with a 1-5 record to start, so he's struggling on at least getting wins with basically a 4 ERA. And then Vladimir Gutierrez. Oh my God, yikes! When you look at the numbers, a 0-5 record to start with an 8.65 ERA. Yeah, no, thank you. Nothing that I want to pick a side on. There's a lot of games I don't want to pick a side on, but to go over there is looking pretty good to me. Mostly just predicated on the pitching,
Right.
I would say. But a lot of these games are, not only Jordan Lyles, but as I'm sure we're going to get down to. The next game I'll talk about, I guess, is going to be the Dodgers and Washington. I mean, you look at some of these ERAs like Joe and Adon, guys that we've been fading. There's just a lot of them on the board today, and I just feel like there's going to be a lot of runs in a lot of these games.
Yeah, the viewing audience knows who Adon is quite well. So did you want to go any more on that Tigers Nats, or did you want me to jump in? Or not Tigers Nats, Dodgers
You mean
Nats. Sorry,
Dodgers
Nats. Yeah.
If you have another second inning game, because I think we both have an angle on Nationals, so we can go into the shut up and pitch. If you don't have anything else in the second inning, I'll talk about the Dodgers and Nationals.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Dodgers Nationals here in the second inning. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it right now. You can take the floor. Go ahead and start off.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously I'm on the over 9. And the Cubs and Reds, I was on the over 9 as well. So both of those games at over 9. This one in particular is minus 105. But you look at the Dodgers just in general. I don't know. I mean, it has to be pretty comparable in the last 10 days how you do your research. But I'm looking at they're the number 1 team for bringing in runs in general. The Dodgers are. And against that pitching, a dude with a record of 1-7, and no, it's bad. Let me bring up the actual. Go ahead and talk about it because I'm bringing up the.
Oh, I can't.
Stats.
Yeah, you're on the full game over. I'm on the Dodgers F5 team total. I think general people know what my betting angles are. So yeah, I gravitate to the F5 team totals, and we'll go ahead and bet that with the Dodgers at minus 125. Dodgers offense in the top 10 collectively across all the stats, but then when you start looking at the power stats, your slugging, your OPS, those sort of stats, they rank top 3 in all the power stats. So love that right there. Dodgers also have the best walk percentage for its right-handed pitching. They get 12.5% of their at-bats end in a walk. Love that right there. And it's fade Adon. Again, we're not going to run through, or at least I'm not going to run through his stats. We've faded him, I think, on every single start. Give me now the number 1 offense against this guy. It's a no-brainer play. Dodgers F5 team total over 2.5 runs at minus 125.
Yeah, he'll pitch 4 innings. He's given up 4, 5, 6, 4. That's runs.
Yeah, right.
So hits is another angle that I'm looking at on him. So if we're moving into the shut up and pitch, he would be my first guy that I'm going to fade today, and I'm going to attack it from an angle of his hits allowed at over 4.5. As he's giving up, well, I guess to start out the year, he gave up 4, then 9. 9 hits in 4 innings. 6 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. It's just, you should at least be right there, if not well over on Joe and Adon. And I think you had another angle of attack on him as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go over 2.5 walks at minus 145. This one's cashed in 5 of his 8 starts. This is a high walk and high hit guy. This is, if you're going to play one of these two plays, I bet they both don't cash. He's probably going to have his normal bad outing. We can go ahead and count on that. But in terms of his walks and hits, does he walk too many guys to take away from hits? Or does he allow too many easy pitches and then he doesn't get the hits because he's actually throwing strikes, but the strikes are getting hit because he throws up meatballs all the time? I don't know. That's going to be a thing. I think one of these two cashes I don't see are going to 2-2. The reason I settled on walks is because the Dodgers, again, have the number 1 walk percentage for his right-handed pitching at 12.5% of their plate appearances. That's the reason I settled on walks, but I think you're really, picking between the two. Walks, hits, just fade this guy. I think you're onto a nice angle right there as well. Right there. I'm going to do another one here. The Oakland Athletics starter, Zach Loge, maybe is how you pronounce this guy's name, over 4.5 Ks at plus 125. I don't get the plus 125 part of this. Look, he's only had 3 starts, and it's cashed in 2 of those 3 starts. The one start it didn't cash in. Well, he was facing a repeat opponent in the Minnesota Twins. We know that favors the hitter, so no real surprise that his strikeouts went down. So count it. He's seen 2 opponents for the first time and gotten both of them over 4.5 Ks. Yeah, there's a lot to like here. The Mariners also have the 6th worst batting average versus left-handed pitching, and they also have the 3rd most Ks versus left-handed pitching. They're getting a K for every 31.3% of their outs versus left-handed pitching. Give me plus 125 all day long for this Zach Loge, maybe pronounced guy, for the Athletics.
Yeah, I was at the first Twins game. It was his MLB debut, I believe. And he did fine. It was a 1-2 game. It was low scoring, and every game since, I've taken notice of him, and he really hasn't been too bad, to be honest with you. Not the worst play, I don't think there.
Nice. So you got another one?
Yeah, another hits allowed actually, and I will go back to that Yankees game and take Jordan Lyles. To allow over 5.5 hits. It is minus 140, so you're getting up there a little bit. But he has 8 games played so far, or he's made 8 appearances so far this year. 6 out of his 8 games, he has allowed more than 5 hits. So it's either been 6 or 7 per game. There's only been 2 games out of the 8 in which he has only allowed 5 hits. But there has not been a game yet out of 8 appearances that has gone under 5. So you're 6-2 essentially on this bet so far. And then you put him up against the Yankees with Judge and Stanton and the whole crew.
A team that just saw him 5 days ago and came out and rocked him. Like, are you kidding me? They're going to come out and absolutely rock this guy. All right, sorry I missed some of that. I was replying to one of the messages here. We have I don't even know how many legged parlay we got asked about. I couldn't even count it. There's so many legs right there, but I was kind of go through it. I think we're going to hit that in rapid fire, so give me half a second. We'll come back to that one. There's a lot of teams in that parlay. Let's go ahead and move down to long shots. We'll give these guys a long shot parlay, or not a long shot parlay, just a long shot. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on these Reds today. I think the Reds can get it done at plus 110. They're going against the Cubs, liking them here. Not a huge advantage here in the starting pitching. I don't think really either way. You want to go ahead and look at bullpen stats. I think in the last 10, not that I think, it's backed up by stats, that the Reds definitely have a better bullpen. The Reds bullpen, actually in the course of the last 10, is actually sitting top 5. So they've kind of straightened out some of their issues over the course of the last 10 days. So I'm getting the better bullpen. Starter may be a wash. From a bats perspective, you look at the rankings, not a whole lot of discrepancy. I know, obviously, we've got a left-handed starter versus a right-handed starter, so you got to look up that appropriate handiness. But, yeah, just give me the better bullpen with kind of a wash on the mound. Bats say it's kind of a wash, but I think the Reds have more potential on any given day sitting in what their potential is. So I'll take the Reds at plus 110 today at home against the Cubs as a long shot. What dog do you like today, Squirrel?
I was just reading something. I don't even remember this game. I had a weird feeling about some game. I don't know, dude. I don't remember. The days just blend. I don't even know what the hell I said. Long shot. Rockies, money line. For sure. I mean, what? You just saw the Pirates get 18 runs put up on them. They suck bad. They're going against right-handed pitching, and they are dead, extremely dead last. 176 batting average, I think it was, 175. It's terrible. Against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks, they put up 18 runs when the top of the board has put up 65.
Wow.
And you're going to tell me that you want the Pittsburgh Pirates at favorite odds.
So the worst hitting team in baseball is favored?
Yeah, at a minus 135. This shit makes no sense. So, yeah, plus 115 on the Rockies for me has to easily be. And you're getting Chad Kuhl. He's going against Brubaker, but not a bad pitching matchup by any means. Rockies are on the road, Rocky Road. But that's going to be that for me. Plus 115 is the one I see.
I tell you what, Brubaker did really nice in his last start. I recall the headline, he had like double-digit strikeouts. He had like 10, 11 strikeouts. He only gave up a couple runs. It was really one inning that kind of spoiled his outing. I like that. And Brubaker's got it right there. It's a real nice play right there. All right, let's go ahead.
Morvac is back.
Let's go ahead and now move it over to the 5th inning. We call it keep swinging. We'll give these guys a couple of hitting props. You guys know how I like to do. Let me find you guys 2 guys they can parlay over 0.5 hits and give yourself guys a nice plus money cash. I'm going to go ahead and do Josh Donaldson. Actually gave this play last week. It involved Josh Donaldson because he's going up against Jordan Lyles. Got his hit against Jordan Lyles in that game, 7 for 13 against him with a double and a triple. I recommend parlaying him with Javi Baez. They are the Detroit Tigers, 8 for 15 against Chris Archer with a double and a home run. That parlay comes in at plus 129. So if you want to go ahead and do a parlay of Donaldson of the Yankees, Baez of the Tigers, plus 129 for over 0.5 hits for both of those guys. What do you got there for keep swinging today?
Just anybody on the Yankees or the Tigers. You're already on it. It's just anybody against Jordan Lyles or Chris Archer, which is a big reason, again, I'm on that over. I trust the Twins. They're at home. It would be significantly better if they were against left-handed pitching. But, again, that's why I'm on the over. I think that the Tigers are going to put up runs and really, they're like the top three against Chris Archer. So Jonathan Scope, Javier Baez, Miguel Cabrera. You got Donaldson, Stanton, Rizzo against Jordan Lyles, who already gives up a ton of hits. Find anybody on the Yankees or the Tigers, and I think you're probably doing okay.
I was sitting here fumbling here for half a second while you were talking. I was curious about Jordan Lyles because I remember last year fading him from a home run perspective because he was one of the league leaders in home runs allowed. I'm just wanting to pull up real quick and see if he's still running out those home runs because you get the Yankees in the short porch. Maybe instead of doing a player to get a hit, maybe you take that same unit, break it in half, and find two guys and just sprinkle a little home run. He's given up 5 homers in already 46 innings. That's about 1 every 9. Okay, maybe not, but maybe a short porch. Okay, with their familiarity of now seeing him for 4 times, I don't know. Maybe if you don't like that parlay I gave you, maybe take that unit and find 2 guys and sprinkle a little home run on each of those guys. Take advantage of their short porch, man. Get it done for you guys. All right, 6th inning, we call it a steal. We'll try and give these guys a steal. I'm going to change it up. I'll go ahead and go first. I'm going to change it up for myself. I like to try and give out Nerfies when I can. No longer am I going to give out Nerfies when I can. I'm doing a Nerfie a day. Doesn't mean I'm going to bet it, but I'm just going to give out every day here in the 6th inning my Nerfie of the day. So here's my Nerfie of the day. In saying that, boy, I picked a rough day to kind of start this give out a Nerfie a day because there weren't a lot of good Nerfies, but I think maybe the best one is Royals Diamondbacks at minus 115. I'm trying to find one, obviously, too, right? Between not going above minus 150. There are a couple out there today you can get at like minus 185. I'm not interested in those. So Royals, Diamondbacks, Nerfie at minus 115. These teams ranked 24th and 28th in the MLB in terms of runs scored in the first inning. Zach Greinke been pretty good here in the first inning. Had 8 starts, only given up 1 run, and that was via the home run. Doesn't strike out a lot of guys. Has only got 3 Ks in those 8 starts in the opening inning, but obviously like what he's done and just mentioned how both the offenses are struggling. Zach Davies here, the Diamondbacks, he's going to give you a little pause here trying to back this play. He's given up 5 runs in 8 starts, but he's got 7 Ks, so a guy that's got the potential to maybe wiggle out of some trouble if he gets in trouble. All right, but I'm going to hope he doesn't get in trouble because, again, these offenses rank 24th and 28th in the Major League. So that's my Nerfie of the day. We'll do it here in the 6th inning every day, at least from me at least. Royals Diamondbacks, Nerfie at minus 115. What's the steal for you today, Squirrel?
Something I don't think I've ever done is taken my long shot and made it a steal at the same time. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Just if you can't hit the ball like the Pirates haven't been able to do, you're going to give me plus money on the Rockies. I think it's a steal. I would say it is. I like it.
I don't get it. I mean, the Pirates, you said it, dead last. I mean, stats don't lie. Dead last.
No, they're horrible.
And Chad Kuhl's had a nice start to his season. It's not like there's some slappy coming into Pittsburgh. He's had a nice little season, so I don't quite get that bet or at least get how heavily favored the Pirates are. I'm with you right there. Right. So, all right, that's your steal. What about your best bet? That's what we do here in the 7th inning coming to a stretch. I didn't like a lot on today's action, so I am going to go ahead and repeat as opposed to talk about something different. How do you not like the Dodgers F5 team total with Adon on the mound? I mean, a guy that just gives up runs, you combine that with one of the most elite offenses in baseball, it's just like a dream come true. So Dodgers F5 team total to me is easily the best bet of the play. Which one did you like there?
Sure. I will talk about a new game. I think I mentioned that I was on this in the pitching props, but or the batting props, whatever it was. Twins and Tigers over 8. And the reason I say that this is a better bet, particularly than the other two overs that I talked about, being the Dodgers and Nationals or the Cubs and Reds, is because you're getting a full run less. So it's over 8 instead of over 9. So it not only allows you to get the push at 8, but you don't need 10 runs. You need 9 to win, and you can push at 8. You take a look at the batting versus pitching, basically, and you're expecting this underdog here of the Tigers to put up runs, right? At least against Chris Archer, because we've already talked about Baez and Scope and Cabrera and all these guys that are hitting Chris Archer. The pitching isn't, unbelievably great by either side. And Twins are returning home here. I just think it's a good spot for an over. But I think there's a lot of good spots for overs today. I just do expect a lot of runs. So I will call that my best bet then.
All right, that's what you do in the 7th inning. In the 8th inning, we call it double play. We'll give these guys a parlay. I'll go ahead and kick this one off. Boy, you keep mentioning that over in that Tigers-Twins game. I was all over that over as well. I isolated the full game over and just went with the F5 over, Twins-Tigers, F5 over 4.5. He's obviously touched on these starters, both of these guys, Archer and Bo there, the Tigers. Both of them just getting beat up in the first 5 innings, so I like that. And I went ahead and parlayed them with Athletics Mariners F5 under 4.5 runs. So we got an over and an under parlayed together. What's there not to like about this Mariners Athletics under 4.5? And Hunter spoke about it there in the comment section. If you saw his question, he asked about the NRFI. This is a great game just to get on the NRFI early because two good pitchers there on the mound there, and Gonzalez there and Logue. Obviously, I'm on his strikeouts, like his ability to get through this lineup. Actually, a lot right there. So, and both these offenses come in struggling versus left-handed pitcher. 28th or 29th and 26th in the batting average, 23rd and 26th in OPS, and then 18th and 30th in slugging. I mentioned how the Mariners are the 3rd worst in K percentage. If you want to do an F3 under, a NRFI in this game, an F5 under, that's what I settled on.
You got a great line there.
Go ahead and join.
Under 4 minus 120 now.
Under 4 minus. Okay, I got a parlay. I did a parlay at 203. So 203. So Tigers, Twins, F5 over 4.5 runs. Parlay that with Athletics, Mariners, F5 under 4.5 runs at plus 203. Love that.
Yeah,
love
so
that.
You got a great line on that game then.
On the under game?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, because it's under 4 now instead of under 4.5, and it's juiced to minus 120. So you're sitting pretty there.
Nice. What's your parlay?
Would you feel comfortable on a double run line parlay? The Garrett Cole and Yankees and the Dodgers.
You know what I would do?
194. Huh.
Or what if you did a winning pitcher one? What if you said like Cole was the winning pitcher, and if you said. Sure. Or maybe you just did like Dodgers. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking how to maybe get like a lot of value.
Yeah, for sure.
But you just like the Dodgers and Yankees today in a parlay? I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, for straight up wins. Yeah. I mean, money line still gives you negative odds. I mean, that's not great. But plus 194 if they both win by 2 or more. I don't see why they wouldn't with not only the offenses but what they're going against.
I like it. Hey, 2 teams I expect to at least get damage done in the first 5, so that's a parlay I can get behind. Let's go ahead and give them now all of our bets. That's what we'll do here in the closer inning. Before we get to rapid fire, we'll just kind of run through all of these games. So let's go ahead and throw in our bets. I've only got 3 today. Wasn't the greatest of all boards, but I think I've got you guys 3 winners. Let's go do the Yankees and Dodgers F5 team total over 2.5 runs. You can get one at minus 110, get the other one at minus 125. And then the parlay I mentioned, love this parlay. We'll do the Tigers Twins F5 over 4.5 and do Athletics Mariners F5 under 4.5. And you can get that at plus 203. Looks like you're just rooting for runs today there, Squirrel.
Give me them. Yes. Fading the bad pitching really is just what everything comes down to. Gutierrez and Smiley and the Cubs and Reds. Obviously, the Nationals can put up runs. We saw them do it yesterday. They nailed 8 runs there to open that game. And the bats are great. Juan Soto is great. The whole lineup there is fine. What we're doing is again fading the pitching of not only the Nationals, but taking the offense of both sides and saying that we're going to combine for a lot of runs. Tigers and Twins, once again, not great pitching, and at least if I'm expecting the underdog to put up runs, particularly against Chris Archer, which a lot of those batters have good stats against him in particular, they've seen him enough. Over 8 is not bad when you can still get the push at 8 as well. I like the fact that none of these are half bets as well. Like 9.5, 8.5, whatever. So you stay on the push potential. But
yeah, and you're giving those lines out nice and early, so it's not like people are paying high juice to get a push. You're getting normal juice to get a push. So yeah, I like it right there. All right, let's go ahead and run through this rapid fire. Let me go ahead and get on BetUS, pull up the live lines. Whatever BetUS is showing us, this is what we'll talk about. Let's go ahead and do it right here. Let's kick it off. First game of the day here is the Rockies and Pirates head scratcher with who's favored. Which, by the way, did you say I was at plus 135 when you were talking earlier?
No, the Pirates are minus 135. So the Rockies are plus 115.
Okay, they're still plus 115. I thought you said – I was just going to talk about how that price is really in your favor, but I thought you said plus 135. My apologies. Okay, we have an over-under of 8. Again, Rockies are dogs. Pirates are favorites. I'm with Squirrel. I'm on the Rockies in terms of a money line, and then if I had to jump on an over-under, maybe even just take the under. Brubaker's been pitching good. Cool's been pitching good. I think you can get by with under 8. Pirates can't swing the bats.
Pirates aren't going to hit. Yeah, Pirates aren't going to hit. Most likely, anyway. But yeah, unless the Rockies run up the score.
I was going to say, so how about that? A rare take the underdog, but take the under. Normally we'd say correlated. You take the dog, you take the over, but I don't see it in this one.
No.
All right, Cubs and Reds are up next with an over-under of 9. You obviously like that over. You've got the Cubs at minus 130, Reds at plus 110. You've already said you like the over. I already said I like the Reds. Let's just go ahead and skip that one. Orioles and Yankees are up next. Orioles are at plus 250. Yankees are at minus 320. Over-under of 7.5. I mentioned on the last series I like the under. Guys, remember we cashed under 7.5 in game 1. Or maybe it was 8.5, whatever it was, we cashed it. This is still a series for the under. Both these bullpens are still doing good, so I would lean the under even though, I would lean the under. Man, Jordan Lyles, though, he's going to get beat up. I got a feeling. I would lean the under. It's going to be sweaty.
Yeah, or like you said, I think, was this the one you took the team total?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so either that, parlay piece it, something along those lines, but just get behind the Yankees.
I love it when it's just get behind it. Just get behind the Yankees, just like we'll get behind the Dodgers on the next game going on against the Nationals. Over-under of 9. Dodgers at minus 225. Nationals are at plus 185. I mean, when Adon's numbers look so bad, they force you to get behind the Dodgers, which is fine. It's an elite offense, so I have no problem doing that. It's just with an over-under of 9, it's like this one's going way over, I think. Like, it's not even... I don't know. You're obviously like the over. You obviously like the Dodgers. Would you do a...
Would I do what?
I don't know. Just thinking, like, these two games are tough to talk about because it's no-brainers you're taking Dodgers, no-brainers you're taking Yankees. You would entertain run lines. Like, they're kind of just
leave
no-brainer
it at
games.
that. Just leave it at that. Don't overthink.
Don't overthink it. I like that. All right, Phillies and Braves are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Phillies are at minus 135. Braves are at plus 115. I'm taking the Phillies because of what we do in this segment called run line, money line, and over-unders, but I don't like that Phillies bullpen. I'd like to just isolate their F5, but because of what we do here in this segment, I'll take the Phillies at minus 135.
All the money is on it. All of the money is on it. You got like 50% of tickets, like 90% of the money. It's all Phillies.
Nice. Okay. You joining the money? You joining me in the money?
I guess I will. I'm not actually betting it, but
right.
If I had to pick it.
Tigers and Twins, is there a better play in this game than over 8 runs?
Not really.
Trying to see if I will enter. I'm on the Twins to win the game, but yeah, there's gonna be over 8 runs.
I was just about to say. I mean, if I'm looking at an over, if I'm looking at what the Tigers batters have done to Chris Archer particularly, I would entertain like a half unit play, maybe like first 5 or something on the Tigers. Let me see what that would even be. Plus 150, and their full game is what? Plus 170?
Yeah, just take the F5.
So F5 money line Tigers like half a unit if it wasn't for the over, but the better play here is the over.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. It's better. You know what I hit on the weekend, Saturday? You know what I hit? I hit the Astros first inning money line winner at plus 280. It was a dream Nerfy and a dream Rifey all in the same game, and I took a chance that the Astros would win it. Plus 280 cash.
Yeah.
Oh, it felt good. All right, Blue Jays and Cardinals are up next. Blue Jays are at even money. Cardinals are at minus 120 with an over-under of 7.5. Barrios versus Mykolos. There's a huge discrepancy in the starter numbers. Give me the Cardinals at minus 120 and don't even think twice.
So there is, but I did struggle with this game. When I looked at it on the board, like topically, right, from a general overview, I did watch Jose Barrios' last outing, and it was excellent. I promise you that.
Burned me. Yep.
So he did very well, and then I started looking at the numbers, and I see why everyone's on the Cardinals. But do think and do consider and factor in that 18 of those runs were yesterday, right? Alone against the Pirates. Does that account for inflated stats and whatnot, making them appear significantly better than they actually really are? And is Barrios going to have another great outing that way? I think there may be a reason that they're at plus 100, and I would look into this game a little bit further and consider the Blue Jays. I know everyone is on the Cards. All the money is there, but I think it may have something to do with yesterday in particular. I'm not saying that they're not a hot team, because they are. But I think the Jays may stand more of a chance than you might want to give them credit for.
All right, good stuff right there. Guardians or Astros are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Guardians at plus 170. Astros are at minus 200. Oh, it's Plesac on the mound. I'll take the Astros run line. I'll take a chance they can cover the run line. Even money.
I was responding to somebody. We're talking about the Guardians and the Astros. Game I didn't really look into, to be honest with you. Wow. Is the sharp action ever on the Guardians? What'd you say?
I'm taking the Astros.
Ooh. It's nothing I really looked into, to be honest, but
You generally know the teams, know the stats.
Yeah. Take a look at the Guardians, I guess. That's all I'll say.
Good look at the Guardians. All right, I like it. Maybe that's
it deserves a second look.
Maybe that's your other half unit when you did your Tiger sprinkle. Maybe sprinkle your other half on those Guardians. All right, Royals and Diamondbacks are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Royals are at minus 105. Diamondbacks at minus 115. I've got no problem getting behind the Royals right here in Zach Greinke. No problem, especially with that offense is surging up. Actually, both these offenses, when I looked this game up, I initially thought it was going to be an under and with Greinke, but then kind of look at it, both these offenses are kind of top 10 in the last 10 days. But I like the Royals a little bit more. So I'll take the Royals.
Definitely. I'll follow you on that one as long as the next game is the Athletics and Mariners, because I have something to say about that game.
BetUS is showing that one next with an over-under of 7. Athletics are at plus 145. Mariners come in at minus 165. I can't get on a full game under like I can the F5 under because I don't want to mess with
Well, yeah, but you got such a good price on it. I mean, you're on first 5 under 4.5, which would make the full game 8.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Or 9.
And now it's
Whatever,
down to
right?
7.
I mean,
yeah.
Right. So had I gotten on that long ago, I think this Zach Logue, or however you pronounce his name, I need to figure out how his name's pronounced. But he hasn't been bad. He really hasn't. His games have been relatively low scoring for the most part. Gonzalez, I don't think's too bad, is he?
No, there's a reason I'm on the under. And you add in these offenses are both struggling versus left-handed pitchers, bottom of the league.
Right. Well, I know for sure the Athletics are a lot like the Pirates right now, but
yeah,
I would have to go under, even at 7. I mean, again, maybe not a full unit thing because you already missed value, but you're on it for sure there on a really good one, especially that first 5 and getting 4.5. It's not even anything you can get now.
There's one website out there where you can make your own F5 line. Not that I had to make it to get that juice because it came in at normal juice, but if somebody wanted to go back and get 4.5, there's a sportsbook where you can make your own lines.
Oh, there is. Cool. I'll DM you, bro. I'll hop up in your DMs there.
Brewers and Padres are up next with an over-under of 7.5. Brewers are at even money. Padres are at minus 120. I'm going to take the
Tell
over.
me this doesn't look
I'm taking
weird.
the over
Tell me it
7.5.
doesn't look weird. Tell me it doesn't look weird from a money line perspective. I don't know. I've wanted to see Nick Martinez lose. I don't know why. I just feel like I want to see him lose all the time. Every time his name comes up, it's like, oh, this is that guy from Japan. Every time I think that.
Right.
And I go back and look, he's really not actually that bad. And the Brewers, to me, have these serious swings, do they not? This is the Brewers, isn't it?
Yeah, feels like it. They're
up and down. I'm
coaster.
like, man, I'll see them at the top of the board. I'm like, wow, the last, they're crushing it. They're, great amount of runs and whatever. I bet on them, and they lose 0-3. 9 full innings of they just can't do anything. And then the next game, they're putting up 12 runs. It's so hard to bet on the Brewers. But I don't know if I would maybe really price them plus 100. I almost would lean the Brewers here with Hauser against Martinez, but it's a weird one to pick. I mean, in terms of value, I don't think there really is a ton, maybe. But
well, I like the Brewers. I think they're better two plays. I don't know if Hader or Williams pitched yesterday, but without knowing that, I like the Brewers for sure. Definitely like that. All right, last game of the board. It's Mets and Giants. Peterson versus Cobb. Over under of 7.5. Mets are at plus 120. Giants come in at minus 140. I'm taking the Mets.
How about the over here?
Oh, I'm definitely taking the over for sure. These teams have already hooked up earlier this season. Mets have already seen Cobb. Definitely, I'll go over 7.5 easily.
I would too. We like the offense, obviously, of both sides, and ultimately the bullpens are pretty good, especially for the Mets. But just the general feel, I would roll over again. I mean, seriously, man, there's a lot of spots today I'm just expecting runs. I really, really am.
Good. Love it.
And does that potentially lead you to a? You ever bet those grand slamies? You know what those are? Like the total daily runs over under.
Oh,
or like home versus away over, or who's gonna have more runs and stuff.
Never bet it. Yeah.
Might be something to look at today for an over. I don't know. Just runs and everything.
You're feeling it. I like it right there. All right, guys, that's today's show. That is today's show there on the payoff pitch. We got all the teams in slate tomorrow, all 15 games, all 30 teams. Should be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. You never know if we may add any bets throughout the course of the day. You got our Twitter information rolling there across the bottom. And again, if you haven't gone ahead and check out BetUS, grab that link down in this video description and go ahead and check them out. All right, guys, let's just cash. A few plays today on the board.
Very, very good for props. I will keep saying it. Very, very good for props if you're into that type of betting as well. Take advantage of that. So,
all right, everybody, go enjoy your Monday. We'll got to see you back here tomorrow on the payoff pitch. Have a good one.
See you later.